The learning objectives for TR-07 are identify types of angles, know the sum of interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees, know the properties of right triangles, and know the properties of isosceles triangles. Identify the type of triangle using up to 2 categorization words if needed. For these, it's okay to draw conclusions based on the appearance of the triangle. I'll answer them one at a time, so pause as you like. Triangle A is an obtuse isosceles triangle. The vertex angle is clearly obtuse and the base angles are shown to be congruent. Triangle B is a right scaling triangle. It has a clearly labeled right angle and the sides appear to be different lengths. Triangle C is an equilateral triangle. 2 angles are shown to be congruent, so their opposite sides are congruent. We're also told that one of these sides is congruent to the side at the bottom of the triangle, so all 3 sides must be congruent, making this an equilateral triangle. All equilateral triangles are acute, so we don't use acute, right, or obtuse when describing them. Triangle D. Without any other info, we'd say this triangle is acute scaling by inspection, since all angles appear to be less than 90 degrees and the sides appear to be of different lengths. Triangle E is a right scaling triangle. Triangle F. Without any other info, we'd say this triangle is obtuse scaling by inspection, since one angle appears to be greater than 90 degrees and the sides appear to be of different lengths. Triangle G. This is pretty clearly an acute isosceles triangle. We're told that 2 sides are congruent and the vertex angle is obviously acute. Triangle H. This triangle certainly appears to be an equilateral triangle, but we're told that the 3 sides have different lengths, so it's a scaling triangle, and since all the angles appear to be acute, it's an acute scaling triangle. For each triangle, state the size in degrees of angle theta. I've shaded theta red in each triangle to make it easier to identify. As a reminder, the interior angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. I'll explain these one at a time, so pause and figure out your answers. For triangle A, the blue angle forms a linear pair with 120 degrees, so it must be 60 degrees. The right angle is of course 90 degrees, so we have 90 plus 60 plus theta equals 180 degrees, so theta equals 30 degrees. Another way to consider this problem is to remember that a right angle's acute angles are complementary, adding up to 90 degrees. So 60 plus theta equals 90 degrees, and of course we get the same answer. Now for triangle B. We have another right triangle, and the single dashes on the legs indicate that they're the same length, though we aren't told what the length is. The angles opposite equal sides of a triangle are congruent, so the unlabeled angle also has a measure of theta. The right angle is 90 degrees, so we have 90 degrees plus 2 theta equals 180 degrees. So theta equals 45 degrees. For triangle C, we have 2 linear pairs, so we determine these angles from their supplements. The purple angle is 180 degrees minus 100 degrees, and the blue angle is 180 degrees minus 144 degrees. So after some algebra, theta equals 64 degrees. What's the name for the longest side of a right triangle? Well, it's easy if you remember, I guess. It's called the hypotenuse. The next part isn't really an exercise to answer, but I wanted to show you how you can intuitively remember that a right triangle's acute angles are complementary. If we take a right triangle and flip it around, we can form a rectangle, showing that the acute angles sum up to a right angle. Given a vertex angle is 50 degrees, what are the base angles? We have an isosceles triangle, the vertex is 50 degrees. The base angle theorem says the angles opposite the congruent sides are congruent. Let's call them each theta. So 50 plus 2 theta equals 180 degrees. The rest is algebra. Theta equals 65 degrees. So to answer the question asked specifically, the base angles are each 65 degrees.